Hi, thank you for joining me for this video. This will be a pick a card for the air signs of Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. So let's have a look and see what cards wish to come through. So this is for the rest of November. So, okay, that one flipped out. Hopefully you didn't see it. Can we please have a second card? What is the second card that the viewers can pick from, please? What message wishes to come through for Gemini, Libra and Aquarius for the rest of November? What message wishes to come through? Can we please have, there we go. All right, and for something different, we're going to have a rune that will go with each card. So let's have a rune for the first card, a rune for the second card, and a rune for the third card. So focus in on the three choices that you have here and see where your attention is being drawn to. If you need more time, then please pause the video. If you are having trouble, then one way of trying to connect in with which card you're being drawn to is to close your eyes, take a deep breath, think about which card has a message for you. Exhale, open your eyes and see which card or which area you're being drawn to first, and that could be the message that is most relevant for you. Okay, so for those of you who chose card 1, we have the power of silence. So this is asking you to sit in silence and reflect. It's also asking you to take the time to actually listen. Listen to what your soul is trying to say to you. Listen to what your higher self is saying. Listen to what Source, Creator, God is speaking to you about. But it's also being able to listen to what others are saying to you. So we all hear what others say, but do we actually hear and do we listen to the words that are actually spoken? And also it's being able to listen without interruption, being able to listen without offering our opinion or interjecting unless we are asked. Sometimes we get so caught up with having to supply the answer to other people's problems that sometimes we forget that others just want to vent. They don't need the answer. They don't need you to give them your advice or your opinion. They just want to vent. And this is saying to you that the power of silence is enormous, because you then are giving the space to the person who is just wanting to talk and vent. So let's have a look and see what the message is that the book says with regards to this. So it says, how often are you in silence, existing in a place without the distraction of music, screens, work or people? There is a deep internal power that can only be accessed from that silence. This is your intuition. It is always there, but it takes the discipline of consistent practice to become comfortable enough in the silence to hear it. With this card, take this as your first whisper to reconnect to the silence and listen. At first it might sound loud, The mind will try to find any way to distract you, creating to-do lists and replaying events. But you must persevere. At the other side of that chatter is a powerful silence, and from within that stillness, your inner confidence will begin to come through. So it can be hard also for some people to actually sit in silence and just connect with their intuition or just connect with source, because we do have that monkey mind. And it's all about connecting with the breath. If you do find your mind wandering, just bring it back to the breath and concentrate on just your breath. That way then you are only focused on one thing, and that is when you could feel more of those intuitive nudges coming through, or feel a communication coming through from source or from your higher self. When we are distracted by all the other noise going on around us, we can miss out on understanding or hearing those messages that are being sent through to us. Okay, now with the rune that goes with this, we have, that is the rune. And the message is with this is about you may be stuck in your routines, stuck in your beliefs. You're very rigid in your way of thinking, your way of being, and this is asking you to perhaps thaw a little bit, to be a little bit more flexible. So let me go to the book and let's see what the message is saying in here. So the name of the rune is Isa, and Isa has the same meaning in all the old Germanic tongues. It represents stasis, the ceasing of all flow, the arresting of all movement, therefore suggesting obstacles and hindrance. So which ties into this power of silence, because if you are facing the obstacles of the noise around you, or you're being hindered by all the outside noise and not having the capability to distance yourself or isolate yourself from that, then you are being stuck. You're being hindered by moving into that state of silence, of where you allow the flow of information from source or from your higher self to come through. So let me see what it says. The message with this rune is that if you find your path blocked and your plans temporarily frustrated, you might benefit from appreciating the stillness. The sound of silence is exhilarating, particularly when discovered for the first time. It creates space and a greater sense of presence. The universe seems more immediate, more imbued with meaning and resonance, precisely because the heedless whirl of mundane events seems to have been stilled for a moment. When confronted with the Isa rune, the wisest course of action is to surrender to the will of the universe. There is much to be gained from a period of introspection. So, beautiful rune that goes with the message that came through from the card. So, yeah, it's about that inner stillness, surrendering, and the appreciation of the present and the acceptance. And of course, you have that greater appreciation and that greater amount of gratitude for the present moment and accepting things in the present moment when you are in that state of silence, when you are still, when you can focus in more on that present moment, be in the now moment without that disturbance going on around you. So for those of you who chose card 1, that was the message that came through. So this may be something that you need to pay attention to for the rest of this month. So I thank you all for listening, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Once again, thank you. For those of you who chose card 2, let's see what the message is coming through for you for the rest of November. Okay, so we have unraveling. So for those of you who have picked this card, this may be a reminder to you or a confirmation for you that you are letting go of all that is no longer serving you. You are peeling back the layers of parts of yourself that you are not connected with anymore. It could mean that you are letting go of relationships, friendships, jobs. It could just mean that you're letting go of some of your possessions. It could mean that you are letting go of held on emotions or feelings that have been holding you back from moving forward from a particular situation or from a particular person, a relationship, friendship. This month it's all about you understanding what it is that is for your highest good and letting go of all that is not for your highest good. Many of you may already be aware of what those parts are that you need to let go of, and for some of you it may be that you need to actually spend some time and thinking about how you're feeling about certain things or certain situations, and actually feeling into how you feel, how your body feels when you are focusing on different things, different people. And that is an indication for you to understand that your body is indicating to you what feels good for you and what doesn't. And if you can relate to that, you can then let go of those things that you had a bad feeling or a bad reaction to. Alright, let's have a look and see what the message is that this card is bringing through. So it says, unraveling is an opportunity to let go of the parts of yourself that have been holding you back. This transformational journey back to your intuitive self is like peeling off the layers of an onion. Each layer that is uncovered brings a deeper understanding of yourself, creating a new confidence and ease. With this card, you are ready to peel off another layer. Where are you feeling most stuck in your life? Work, romance, or self-confidence? In order to unravel, you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Look inward to uncover fears and insecurities in this area. Remember, vulnerability is power, not weakness. The more you understand yourself, the freer you will become. So this unraveling process will help you tap into your subconscious and uncover what has been blocking you from reaching your full potential. So that could be blocking you from reaching your full potential in the career that you wish to follow, in the relationships that you have with your family, or with an intimate partner, a romantic partner. This is being honest with yourself. when you are honest with yourself and you do that, show that vulnerability to yourself, you don't have to share it with anyone. It's not about that. It's about you being truthful and honest with yourself about what you need to let go of, what is holding you back, what you need to change. And yeah, it's scary sometimes because it's like we're stepping out of our comfort zone. And so we need to be able to realize that by stepping out of our comfort zone, we are actually moving along a path of growth because we are expanding. We're expanding our consciousness, we are expanding our wisdom, we are expanding our knowledge of ourselves. Okay, so now with the rune, let's have a look and see what the message is. Oops. So that is the rune. So let's have a look and see what the message is from the rune. So this is about being strong and being determined and realizing that you do have the capability to move forward. You have to be strong and determined to face your vulnerability, to face the things that you want to let go of, to peel back those layers that you need to expose the real you. So this is also helping you to find the confidence in yourself. So let's now, I'll go to the book and see what the message is that is coming through from this rune. Sorry, I have to find it first. Okay, so this rune is called, and sorry if I'm mispronouncing, but it's Uruz, meaning the mightily horned wild ox that roamed the forests of northern Europe until it was finally hunted to extinction during the 17th or 18th century. So this rune represents the primal force of life that alternates between the dual poles of the masculine and the feminine. This primal force is symbolized by horns which are both phallic and yonic, which mean, well, you know what phallic and yonic mean, being hard and pointed but hollow inside. Uruz is therefore both the vagina that receives the seed-generating phallus and the phallus itself. Its shape also recalls the cupped hand that moulds and shapes the clay of life. Uruz represents an opportunity for spiritual advancement, the chance to shape one's destiny or fate and to wield the primal life force to powerful effect, which is part of what was said here, your advancement, your expansion. This is your chance to shape your destiny by letting go of all that is no longer serving you, by finding out what makes you tick, by showing vulnerability to yourself, by speaking your truth, by showing up to yourself in your authentic self. So it also says here that it is soul shaping and spiritual progress, and it's about strength, courage and determination. And yes, it does take courage to face our fears. It takes courage to step out of our comfort zone. It takes courage to show vulnerability. And it takes strength and determination to actually move forward in letting go of all that is no longer serving us and peeling back those layers that will help to bring our true nature our true self out into the open. Okay, so that was the message that came through for those of you who chose card 2. So I do appreciate you taking the time to listen, and until next time, thank you. Okay, so for those of you who chose card 3, let's have a look and see what the message is that's come through for you. Okay, we have feel, don't think. Alright, so with this card, this is saying to you that sometimes we have to not think, not use our mind, but go with how we feel, go with our heart. Our body is a very good temperature gauge, if you like, or thermometer for the things that we can experience. And we have to let go of the mind overriding our intuition. And it's saying, this card is saying to you that it's time to connect more into your intuition, connect more into your heart, and don't let the mind override what you actually are feeling. Sometimes our heart or like our feelings and our mind don't actually have the same communication, and we can lead more with our mind when in actual fact we should have gone with our heart, like with our feelings, because our feelings are more about our intuition, and our intuition is more likely to guide us to make right choices and right decisions. Our heart is our source of feelings. Alright, so let's go to the book and we'll see what the message is that this card is bringing through. So it says, to connect fully to your intuition, you must first stop thinking and instead feel into your body. The mind is a thinking machine designed to analyze the past and predict the future. It is supposed to filter our experiences, but it can often make decisions based on past experience rather than intuition. It is by feeling back into the body that you can begin to discover what is right for you in the present moment. It's time to let the mind rest and tap into the innate wisdom that lies deep within you. You will know when you have arrived into feeling, when everything seems clear and unwavering. So this is about asking you to not always rely on the end result of past experiences, because things do change. We have to start tapping in more to our inner knowing, tapping into our intuition, because our intuition does guide us. We have to stop always using our mind first, the whole thinking, because the thinking isn't necessarily going to guide us into making right decisions and right choices. Okay, so now we'll have a look at the rune, and the rune that we've got come through is this one here. So let's see, what is this rune? So this is about, again, your relationship to yourself. This is about your connection to your identity, which can tie into that whole feeling, like your intuition, because that is your intuition is helping you to guide yourself. Alright, I'm going to go to the book and see if I can find this rune. Okay, so this rune is called Manners, and it translates as human, and represents the mystery of each human being's relationship with other humans, the rest of creation, and the divine will. So it says, the human race is more or less consciously pursuing its destiny, which in turn is bound up with the destiny of the earth, the universe, and the divine plan itself. This rune is shaped like two mirror image banners or flags. Humankind's destiny is shown to be attached not just to the tribal banner, but also to the banner of creation itself, of which humans are a reflection. Your consciousness is limited only by your sense of identity. A narrow sense of identity can separate you from others. As you transcend gender, tribal, and national identification, you become more conscious. When you embrace the universe wholeheartedly, you are universally conscious. So Manas represents the mystery of the most fundamental relationship, the microcosm of humankind and the macrocosm of the universe. It represents the transcendent, androgynous, divinely conscious human. And it's got here that it's about the self, family members, friendship, association, rational intelligence, race, and memory. And it's about the transcendental consciousness and the individual as microcosm, shaman, or spiritual healer. And it's interesting, but the astrology for this rune is Aquarius. So yeah, it's connecting into your divinity. It's connecting into how you fit in with your relationships. And sometimes, again, it's a reminder that it's more about how you feel in those relationships rather than the thinking of how those relationships should be or how you should be in that particular relationship. It's about feeling into it. Does this relationship feel right? Does this situation feel right? It's understanding that we have to become more conscious of our intuitive feelings rather than always going with our brain or with our mind. Okay, so for those of you who chose card 3, they were the messages that came through. I do appreciate you taking the time to listen, and until next time, thank you.